right, do I have anybody else? Any other civilian witnesses? I've got a lady signed in under the name Maverick. Okay, I need you to unmute, please. Ma'am, I can't hear you. I need you to unmute, please. There
Can
you
you
go.
hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, I can. What is your name, please?
Good afternoon. How are you? I was having technical problem. My name is Chantal Johannesson.
Ah, yes, ma'am. All right. This is 20 TR 24648. All right. Let's see. And this is Corporal Mercado.
That is correct, sir.
And
Your Honor.
He is present. All right, ma'am. Would you like to proceed with the trial at this time? It's alleged you were traveling 72 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone, or you can simply resolve the matter at this point by entering a plea of guilty or no contest. What would you like to do?
That doesn't look like Officer Mercado, the one that, where is he?
Does to me.
Right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
unless this gentleman has been pretending to be him for a while.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor.
I'm sure it's him.
Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Who's speaking?
Corporal Mercado. I spoke to Jason McCoy, Deputy McCoy. He's in a traffic crash. As soon as he's done, he's going to log into the Zoom.
Very good. Mr. Kohler, I'm very sorry for delaying you, but I appreciate your patience. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Henderson, I apologize for that interruption. So that is Corporal Mercado. All joking aside, I do recognize him. So, ma'am, would you like to proceed with the trial at this time, or would you like to resolve the matter before trial by entering a plea of guilty or no contest? What would you like to do?
This is about the third time Officer Mercado was not available. The previous two meetings, scheduled meetings that I had.
Okay.
So, yeah. So what I wanted to say, Judge, is that the way in which Officer Mercado describes the incident is very different from the way that it's different from the way that I saw it happened. And the fact is that Officer Mercado was pursuing me at a speed which was contributing to however he arrived at the speed that he's claiming that I was going at. He was in an unidentified vehicle, and from my point of view, it looked like it was an aggressive driver that was following me, and I was trying to go with the traffic, and then and he almost, he came so close to me. It was very frightening for me. He came very close to me, and then it was at that point that he turned on his signals, and then I then went on the side. So it's very unclear about when initially, because according to Officer Mercado, when he was speaking with me after he stopped me, that he said, that first he spotted me when he was entering the road, like he was on the.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but why don't I hear what he says happened first?
Oh, okay.
And then I will give you an opportunity to respond if you wish, because what he may have told you at the side of the road is not necessarily what I need to know today. So let me allow Corporal Carl to explain why he issued the citation, why he believes you committed the infraction. And then you are free to respond. I will give you an opportunity to respond to anything he says, okay?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Corporal.
Your Honor, on October 19, 2020, approximately 12:48 p.m., I enter Golden Gate Parkway through airport on the little on-ramp heading westbound. I got on the right lane after entering Golden Gate Parkway when I saw a vehicle pass me on the center lane at a high rate of speed. I switched to the center lane to get to be right behind the vehicle. I got a visual estimation of 70 miles per hour on a 45 mile per hour zone. I activated my front radar, same direction. I got a reading of 72 on a 45 mile per hour zone. I overtook the vehicle, got behind her, activated my lights, conducted a traffic stop. I explained to her the reason for my stop. She was identified by her Florida driver's license. I went back to my vehicle, issued a citation, and pretty much that was it.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you
and everything.
Did you file your docs?
All my documents are filed, and everything she said at the beginning has been dealt with through a formal complaint she filed against me.
I see.
And it was a rainy day, by the way.
It wasn't raining.
Well, hold on, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. All right. Anything further, Corporal?
That'll be all, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. First, it was not raining. Second, really, the officer looks, I don't know, there's a different Officer Mercado, but he doesn't look like the gentleman that I believe that stopped me. But anyway, so that's not to say that I can't identify him, because he didn't have a mask on. I put my mask on when he approached my car, and I immediately, I called to speak with somebody in charge, because I felt that I was wrongly stopped. And because of the whole incident, the way that it happened, the way that I saw his huge SUV behind me, it was a black SUV, it was unidentified, and it was, in my opinion, he contributed to however I was going with traffic. I was just, going with traffic. And so, and it wasn't a rainy day. It was a sunny day. It was not raining on that day. And so I started calling immediately the sheriff's office to speak with somebody in charge, to explain to them exactly what had happened on that day. And, to also ask the question why Officer Mercado was not wearing a facial mask when he approached my vehicle. And so, because as far as I know, everybody's supposed to be wearing their facial mask. I was very concerned about that, but more importantly is that the interaction between Officer Mercado's vehicle and my vehicle, it wasn't as if he was standing on the side and then he saw me going at a speed. Really, he was part of the scenario of what was taking place. He contributed to what was going on, and it's very difficult for me as a citizen to understand, how he arrives at this speed when he himself is pursuing me for, I don't know how many, like a minute or something like that. Why didn't he turn on his signal lights immediately upon identifying if, in fact, if I was going at that speed? Why did he wait such a distance before he started doing that? Because then, in my personal opinion, I'm trying to move out of the way. I see a huge car in back of me, coming very, very fast, speeding. I don't understand.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So, Corporal, I do have a question. Do you recognize this lady as the person that you had stopped on that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I want to make sure I did hear you correct, sir. Did you indicate that you observed the vehicle speeding as you were coming on that on-ramp heading, and you said, were you heading eastbound? Westbound. So you're heading westbound.
So I came on the ramp. I got on the right lane of Golden Gate Parkway when the vehicle passed me on the left at a high rate of speed. I got behind the vehicle, which was still going at a high rate of speed. I visually estimated, got my estimation, turned on my radar, got to confirm the speed and with a tone, and proceeded to overtake the vehicle and make the traffic stop.
All right. Ma'am, based on yes, ma'am, briefly.
When Officer Mercado, when he first explained it to me, when he got out of the, it's your haircut, Officer Mercado. You changed your haircut. That's what it was. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay, because the last time you were not able to come to the meeting because you had some family issues. So you were my prayers. But anyway, so what happened is when Officer Mercado stopped me and began engaging in conversation with me, what he told me, I also have it on recording, because I've been recording myself since the incident happened to know exactly how it happened. I've even gone back to that area to make sure. And the funny thing is, I've been stopped twice since Officer Mercado stopped me because according to the police officers, I was going too slow, which is so ironic. So anyway, on the road, which is, I'm not a speeder. So when he stopped me, his explanation to me was that because I said, where did you come from? All of a sudden, I see you in back of me. And he says that he was coming onto the ramp. As he was coming on, that he saw me going by. It wasn't as if the way you explained it to me, Officer Mercado, you hadn't come into the lane yet. You explained it that you were coming onto the lane, you were on the side. And then when you saw me go by, when you got onto the parkway, and then you started pursuing me.
Okay. All right, well, I have to say, based upon everything that I've heard today, I do find that you had committed the infraction, ma'am. So let me take a look at your driving record. All right. Officer, this lady does have a good driving record. Well, no, she's got a good driving record. Sir, would you like to be heard on an appropriate resolution, or no?
I'll leave it up to you, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, I'm not gonna put any points on your license because I said you've had a license in the state for several years. You've had no problems with whole of adjudication. I am, however, going to have you do a 4-hour driving school to keep those points off the license. And it's going to be a $175 fine plus cost. The total is $278. You have 60 days to get the driving school done and 90 days to pay the fines, okay?
I'm between a rock and a hard place. I understand that from your point of view, this is the way you see it. But from my point of view, I still believe that Officer Mercado could have made different decisions. And I'm left to believe that Officer Mercado contributed to the way that I was driving at the time on the road. He was part of the car that was pursuing. I just don't understand why Officer Mercado did not turn on his signal immediately as soon as he saw me. Why did he have to wait, according to him, until he was coming after me? I mean, as soon as I've seen situation where a police officer, as soon as they see a car go by, they identify something, they get on, and right away their lights come on.
Well, sometimes
so I don't understand why Officer Mercado did not inform me immediately or identify himself, why he made me believe and feel afraid that a huge aggressive car was following me. And so I was trying to go out of the way.
Ma'am, I'm sorry you felt afraid. Genuinely, I am. Sometimes police officers will turn the lights on immediately. Sometimes they don't. There's various reasons why they do that, but it's not my place to tell law enforcement officers, how to engage in certain police practices, as long as those practices are lawful, which they were in this case. And so, like I said, I genuinely am sorry that it made you feel afraid under those circumstances, but there was nothing improper from what I've heard today about the way he conducted his traffic stop. The testimony from the officer was that he observed you speeding prior to him even merging onto the road. And so, the testimony that I have is that you were speeding, before he got behind you, and otherwise, in your mind, encouraged you to go faster. Even if he had done that, you're still speeding, and it's still a violation. So either way, it's a violation of the law. So, ma'am.
So if I agree with that, if that's the case, sir, I just have one other thing to say. So if that's the case, my thing is, he arrived at the number 73, right? At the speed limit 73.
72.
That's what I'm not clear about, because I understand from his point of view, he saw that I was going by, and it looked to him it looked to him, again, it's an opinion because he doesn't know yet the speed I'm going. But once he comes on the road and he starts to pursue me, then he's also part of going. I don't know if I'm explaining it, you know,
Yes.
mathematically.
Yes, police officers are allowed to exceed the speed limit to pursue someone who is otherwise committing a violation of the law, man. You understand? So, once again, I have made my decision. Drive safe, ma'am. You do have a good driver, so please continue to drive safe. Have a good day, okay?
Okay, so where will I get this information from?
We're going to mail you the judgment from today's
Okay.
proceeding. And like I said, you have 60 days to get the driving school done and 90 days to pay the fine, okay?
So since this happened, I've been receiving a lot of notifications. I thought it was my privacy was, you know, I mean, all of a sudden I'm receiving letters from lawyers, you know, telling me about driving school, about representing me. So
Yes,
this became public. So if this became public, is my insurance company aware of what's been going on as well, sir?
I don't know.
So who would have that information?
Your insurance company.
So I would have to call them and actually now inform them that I've been stopped and that
No.
did they
No, you don't have to call them. But if you want to know if they are looking at this matter, you have to ask them. I don't know what your insurance company does.
Okay, so in other words, will they get this information that, you know, according to your findings, sir, that you believe that I was speeding? That and then
If your concern is whether or not your insurance rates are going to go up, my understanding from most parties that appear before me is that if you do not get points, and you're not getting points under these circumstances, that it should not cause a rate increase for your insurance. Okay, if that's your concern.
that is my concern.
Yes, ma'am. As long as you don't get points, and I'm
Okay.
not issuing points in this case. All right.
Well, I will continue to pray for you, Officer Mercado, and I will continue to know safely with God that I was not driving the way that you described it. But I will move on. Thank you, Your Honor, and
Thank you.
I wish all of you peace and health and happiness.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. Take care.
Yes,
Good day.
thank you.
All right.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Ay, qué mentiroso, oh my God.
Okay.
Just called
She
you
told
a
me
liar.
liars. She did.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm-
It's okay. I am moving on. All right.
I admire you, sir.
Thank you. You guys missed it. Someone dropped an F-bomb on me at this morning's docket.
Wow.
Oh, yes. All right, moving on. Let's see.
Whew.
Do you have any other? No, I don't. So let me do this. Let me start going through the attorneys. Mr. Grossman, good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, entertained as well.
I did expect things to go a little bit quicker.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I was having fun.
That makes one of us. All right, 20 TR 29593.